Okay, I'm gonna try and show what we can do with the array tool by making, I suppose, a cylinder from a revolver because that's what I know. That's my thing. Making gats. So we're gonna start with just a cylinder for the entire thing, right? I guess we want one segment. We want it to be a little bit taller than that. So like, I'm just winging it. I'm really just winging this. You'd obviously be doing this over a reference image if you were doing it for real. Um, So I've decided I'm going to do a six-chambered revolver. So the amount of sides should be divisible by six, which 18 is, but it doesn't give us much. So I'm going to go 24. So we get four segments for each repetition of the each division into six. So I'm going to pick four of these, right? And then just go Control I and delete. So we're just gonna we have one slice that's going to be repeated through the entire thing. Okay, I'm going to connect that, and I'm just going to put some little details in here to show you guys exactly what this does. That didn't work too well. We're going to chamfer this. This isn't going to be the best example of how things are meant to look, but it's just to show what we can do with arrays. Okay, so revolvers, for those who don't know, they have like a little notch. This is called an indexing notch, if you've noticed it on the outside of revolvers before. Actually, I'm going to pick these two edges. That's not shaded. And what happens is when these little notches get to the bottom of the cylinder, they engage with a little arm that holds them in place while it's firing. I'm okay with that for the indexing notch. Now the other thing they do is they have these little flutes in them, and that's just to save weight. I'm going to do it like this. I'm just making that cut so that I can make these selections. I'm going to bevel this down, and then I'm going to grab these guys, move that in like that. Maybe push this out a little bit more. I'm going to grab that and go, wrong axis, Z, flatten, and I'm going to delete these faces. So that's like the little flute. You know how they have, to save weight, they have little flutes in between the each cylinder, each chamber, sorry. I'm going to grab this and go normal constraint, that is. I'm going to push that down a little bit so there's a bit of a curve to it. Anyway, that's one segment of the outside of the revolver, okay? And because we started with a cylinder, the pivot is still in the center of where it would be if it was a cylinder. So now we can go to Tools, Array, and turn on a preview, I guess. Right now it's moving it, because the last thing I did was move something with the array. I don't want that. So I'm going to zero the movement. In the rotate, I'm going to go, which axis do we want? Not that one. It's rotating in the wrong direction. Do we want this one? Yes, that's the one we want. So we're going to put 360 in there for an entire all the way around circle. And it's copying it 20 times. We don't want 20. We want 6. Okay, so set that to copy. And now we've got that's kind of a cylinder, right? That's kind of what we want. I'm going to go around and attach all these together because obviously it's not welded. So now it's one piece, and I can select all the verts and go to weld. Confirm that. So now we've got like it's kind of an okay looking dealio. That's like it's pretty low poly and stuff, but it shows you the basic idea. The other thing we'd of course then do would be, I might rotate this a little bit just so, I want this on so I can see what I'm doing properly. I'm just rotating it so that it's aligned, so that the center is in between two of these flutes. And I'm going to reset the transform on that. Where is it? There we go. Menus look a little bit different on lower res screen, and of course I'm doing it lower res because it's easy for you to see the buttons I'm pushing. So I'm going to start building a little chamber here. I'll just go 8 sides for that little guy. If Zach is watching, he'll be really mad that I said little guy. He was complaining about that today. Nuke the caps off of that, and right now we want to turn off. We don't want to see the back faces because it left it a little bit ambiguous which side it was facing. Of course, we want that to be flipped because it's the inside of the cylinder, not the outside that we want. So I'm going to attach that onto there, and pull these all the way up to here. That's already aligned with the back of the cylinder. Again, if you're doing this to reference, you'd be doing a lot more carefully. But I'm going to just flatten the front of that cylinder off by going y-axis in the and again turning off the back face drawing. Okay, cool. Now what we want to do is we want to pick a repeatable part of this. Okay. By that I mean, remember we had 4 segments to each repetition of this cylinder part. Like it was split into 4 for that many degrees. Okay, so we're going to pick 4 segments. If you can see the 1, 2, 3, 4, and everything connected to it all the way up the front, so that it's repeatable. And then we're going to do this. We're going to go to element mode and pick this guy as well. So we're going back to what we had before, kind of. Oh, I missed a face. Right, so we're just selecting a part that we can use to instance around again. Okay, so invert, delete that again. Drop another array tool on. Okay, same settings as before are going to work fine. And that's going to give us all these, see what it's doing? It's giving us all the chambers as well. Okay, now we're going to join a chamber to another chamber, okay? The way to do that is to pick just one of these for now. And I'm going to grab these faces on this side. I'm going to join them to these ones, these 3. So where's my bridge tool? Bridge, we'll do that. I'm going to get these 2 and join them to these 2 as well. So it's joined to the outside a little bit. I'll join that there. Oh, that's not going to work too well apparently. Oh, it's because they're not welded. Right. Weld this. Weld. And now we'll be able to connect those. Now there's a little hole there that we'll just cap off. Where'd it go? Where did cap go? There it is. I don't like that tri structure there, so I'm just going to connect that. Oh, that poly structure, sorry. Now as you can see, we measure, like, we need this to be repeatable, so this side needs to be able to join up to this side. Now as you can probably see, if we were to spin that around the correct amount of degrees, we're going to have a hole here, so we'll cap that up as well. Because now, once we get past that flute, the next there's going to be a surface here for it to catch onto. Okay, and as a final little touch, I guess we'll put all these on the same smoothing group. Put them on 7, I guess. So now what we'll do is we'll delete this half of this flute, because remember we've only got half of the flute in there, and get rid of those as well. Get rid of that. Now we're going to pick that whole thing, get rid of that, get rid of that. We could do that the surface at the back as well, but I'm just going to do the front to show you. Array, what do we got? Preview. As you can see, that surface is connecting up properly because we picked out the right amount of area to copy it. Okay, we selected all that and we've join them all together, and the array was on the same setting as before, so it's all good. Now we weld it all together. We can just grab this guy as an open edge and cap it. So now we've got the front of that is like one piece. And as a finishing touch, we could set it to the same smoothing group as the rest of it. So 7. So that's cool. That's done. I'd just do the same thing pretty much on the back as well, but we've just hit 9 minutes 41, so I don't want to drag this on too far. You can pretty much see what you can do there. Hopefully that's given you a little bit of an idea. I didn't explain a heap, but it's kind of, hopefully if you know your way around Max, you can see pretty much exactly what I did. Other things you could do just to, as touch-ups, you could grab these things, and you could do connect on those, and give it a bit more roundness or whatever, stuff like that. It's up to you how high res and stuff you want to go, but I thought I'd do a revolver cylinder because I have modeled so many of these you would not believe, and I can do them in my sleep. So they're pretty easy. I hope that was informative in some way. I'm not going to ramble on anymore. Later.